What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my picks for MLB
Saturday, September 12th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, let's take a look at this 9-game main slate. At the pitcher position, I'm going to pay down at pitcher here. I like Justice Sheffield with a 5% pitching advantage over a low-salary batting team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Justice Sheffield is only giving up a .603 OPS versus lefties and a .760 OPS versus righties. He's facing 3 lefties and 4 righties, and there's no pitches versus the Diamondbacks yet, and he's $8,600 FanDuel salary and $900 less on DraftKings. So I like that DraftKings price. He has an ERA of 4.34. His record is 2-3 this year, pitching an average of 86 pitches per game. He's averaging 27 fantasy points per game, but he did score 37 fantasy points last game, pitching 7 innings, and then he scored 40 fantasy points just a couple games ago, pitching 6 innings. So this guy's got some pretty big upside. You're going to save some salary here to play the batters that you want. So I like Justice Sheffield here versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay, let's take a look at the first base position. I like Jose Abreu with a 39% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Michael Fulmer. Jose Abreu is batting a .859 OPS versus righties, and Michael Fulmer pitches his worst ball to righty batters, 47% worse than his other pitches, giving up a 1.531 OPS versus righties. I really should have said that he pitches his worst ball by far to righty batters, because these splits are fantastic here for Jose Abreu, who is 7 for 19 with a .368 batting average and a 1.008 OPS versus Fulmer. He's $3,700 FanDuel salary and $1,600 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 13 fantasy points per game on the season. He's been slumping a little bit here, scoring 0, 6, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I think he's set up for a big night here tonight. So I like Jose Abreu here versus Michael Fulmer. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Jonathan Schoop. Although he doesn't have a batting advantage here, he is batting a .776 OPS versus righties, and Ronaldo Lopez is giving up a .945 OPS versus righties. Jonathan Schoop is 1 for 3 with a .333 batting average and a 1.167 OPS versus Lopez. He's $3,000 FanDuel salary and $1,300 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season, and he's projected at 10.2 fantasy points here tonight. So I like Jonathan Schoop here versus Ronaldo Lopez. Just a quick note here, this second base position is a really tough position to find quality batters. Here you have this Nick Madrigal, who's only $2,500 FanDuel salary and $600 more on DraftKings. He's got nice splits. He's batting a .879 OPS versus righties versus Michael Fulmer, which is giving up a 1.531 OPS versus righties. So I also like Nick Madrigal as a nice value play here versus Michael Fulmer.
Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Anthony Rendon with an 18% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Kyle Freeland. Anthony Rendon is batting a .998 OPS versus lefties, and Kyle Freeland pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, 17% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .909 OPS versus righties. Anthony Rendon is 4 for 10, batting a .400 batting average and a 1 OPS versus Freeland. He's $4,500 FanDuel salary and $900 more on DraftKings. That's why I wanted to save some salary at the pitcher position so I could fit this guy into my lineup. He's averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 3, 18, and 13 fantasy points in his last 3 games. So I like Anthony Rendon here versus Kyle Freeland. Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. I like Andrelton Simmons with a 28% batting advantage over that same low salary pitcher, Kyle Freeland. Andrelton Simmons is batting 11% better versus lefty pitchers. He's batting a .743 OPS versus lefties. And Kyle Freeland, as we know, pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .909 OPS versus righties. Simmons is 2 for 3, batting a .667 and a 1.334 OPS versus Freeland. He's $3,100 FanDuel salary and $1,400 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season, but he's projected at 10.4 fantasy points here tonight. So I like Andrelton Simmons here versus Kyle Freeland. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. I like AJ Pollock with a 40% batting advantage over Framber Valdez. AJ Pollock bats 23% better versus lefty pitchers. He's batting a .980 OPS versus lefties. And Framber Valdez pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, 17% worse than his pitch to lefties, giving up a .772 OPS versus righties. AJ Pollock is 2 for 2, batting a 100 and a 2 OPS versus Valdez. He's $3,000 FanDuel salary and $900 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 16, 9, and 3 fantasy points in the last 3 games, projected at 10.1 fantasy points here tonight. So I like AJ Pollock here versus Framber Valdez.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.